We are Gathering of the Geeks, podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the One About D23. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso and my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing absolutely stupendous.
What are you looking at? What are you looking? Yeah, that's right. Off the island, and I kicked Zeddy away, and I'm back. That's right.
You're back.
What's up to everybody in the comments already? There's Travis. How's it going, Travis? Phil as well in the comments. Grabs Eric, Cookie. Thanks so much for watching on this fine Sunday evening. We got a fun show where we'll be giving something away. We're going to be talking about D23 in a poll. We'll be talking about what we read and what we watched as per usual. Chris, what's been going on? It's been a week since we last talked on air. Anyways, you had Zeddy fill in graciously for me last Sunday. So what's been happening?
Well, Zeddy tried to take over, as you know.
Yeah.
Something about Batman Beyond. I don't know. I got lost in translation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it was a good time, though. It was a good time. As far as what I got up to this week, we're going to talk about Twig. I have to. If I don't, I'm probably going to explode. But before we get to that, I want to talk about Moon Knight. You and I talked about it a little bit off air. I've said it before, but Jed McKay's Moon Knight run is going to go down as some of the best Moon Knight ever written. Just because the way he handles the characters and he knows the characters, because we can tell when I think when a writer just likes a character or when they know and understand a character. You know what I mean? Like James Tynion liked Batman. That's not a dig at him. I'm just saying.
Period. End of sentence.
Right. Like Jeff Lemire liked Moon Knight. Clearly. I think he understood him to an extent. And I believe that this run is up there with like Lemire's run and the classic stuff. So if you're not reading Moon Knight, if you took it off your pull list, I get it, but you might want to put it back on. It's really good.
So a couple of things there. You think it's already top tier? Do you think it's perceived that way? Do you feel like this is like Marvel is 1,000 books a week? 999 of those are X-Men books. Do you feel like it's getting lost a little bit in the haystack of Marvel books there? Because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Maybe that's just me. But what do you think?
That's a tough one. It's kind of tough because I think we were still in this time period where nobody really knew who Moon Knight was.
Yeah.
He was kind of like just like this niche character that shows up here and there. And when he's around, okay, cool, it's Moon Knight, random bullshit, let's go. That's the line from one of the books that people love. I love it too. But now, post Disney Plus series, there's a lot more eyes on the character. So people are more interested. And I think it seems to be Moon Knight fans love it. New fans are liking it, but there's still a ways to go with making him more popular, I suppose. I don't think he's ever going to be a Spider-Man or a Batman.
Right.
But he could maybe be like a Green Lantern or something. Maybe that's what he is now.
Sure. One of the things that obviously the Disney Plus touched on was the personalities. And through 12 issues of Moon Knight, 2 arcs, there was basically only one personality. Mm-hmm. There was only Mark. There was Mr. Knight and Moon Knight, but there was no Steven and there was no Jake. And then up until I think the last page of issue 12 is that where we saw that. And then I think it took a break for one issue, and then the next issue after that really delved into the personalities, and that's continuing on with 15. Mm-hmm. So how do you think Jed's working with the personalities? Do you think he should have done it earlier? Do you think he's working it all the right way now?
I think he's right on time with it because he's established Mark as a character. He's established this world that Mark has as a support system, and now he's giving us more of that system with the alters. It's working really well so far.
Yeah, one of the things I liked about the what I read of the McKay run after reading Lemire's run and then watching the show is the stuff in the comic that McKay was doing was something that I hadn't seen before from those two things. Right. Moon Knight is kind of anything he doesn't appear to be off limits. Like Lemire did like a space Moon Knight, you know, and there's zombies and obviously everything we saw in the TV show. But then what we're seeing with the McKay run, it's much more grounded than even I was expecting after seeing the TV show and reading the Lemire run. So I like that. You know, and we've talked about this. We talked about this when we were doing Moon Knighting with Aaron. It's like every creator that does Moon Knight puts their own spin on it. There's always something new and fresh, and that is to an extent what McKay is doing. But I feel like from the first 12 issues, I haven't read any of the new personality stuff. It felt like from the first 12 issues that McKay was putting his own spin on it, but he wasn't going out there. He wasn't going Lemire. He wasn't going to space. He wasn't doing wild and crazy. Yeah.
But, you know, to segue, I think that's what, well, that's a fancy word, by the way, segue. We're going to use that. I think that every writer does that, though, when they get a character, no matter how popular the character is, no matter if it's a little-known character or what. Because, like, we look at Chip Zdarsky's Batman 127, and that is definitely his own touch on it.
Yes.
And I love it. 127 is a great issue for Batman. It's very cool. It's got some neat stuff in there. I love the ending of it. But, you know, it's just a thing with, I think we should just expect it with these writers now. And it's not a bad thing at all. I think it's cool. Do your thing.
I agree 100%, and it's nice for Moon Knight, and you know it's interesting. I guess I hadn't thought about it that much about their own creators putting their own spin on it. Obviously, it's true; it happens, but it's something that you just have to put into your own head. And like you said, we're seeing that with Zdarsky on Batman, and even with Ron V on Detective.
Yes,
like it's just they're not afraid, and I don't think McKay's afraid either. Or certain creators aren't afraid to be themselves in a wildly popular book. Like there's no bigger book for DC as Batman and Detective Comics, and they're both very much feel like, you know, Zdarsky and Ron V books. It's an interesting thought.
It is, and I like seeing these writers put their spins on it. It keeps it fresh and I don't know, keeps it interesting, I guess.
For sure,
for lack of better words.
Yeah, so that's you talking about Moon Knight, and you asked me off air if I read anything, and there really wasn't anything else that I had read that's brand new, aside from 127, which we both like that one, but I don't know we need to spend too much time on that. And before we get to Twig, I just wanted to mention Dear Detective from Lee Bermejo. It's puts together his 30, I don't know the exact number, all of his covers that he did for Detective Comics. He puts it into a story, and he puts it in sequential order, his sequential order. So apparently when he was doing the covers for them, he had a story in mind from the first cover that he did with Detective Comics to the very last one. And somewhere along the way, DC or somewhere or another, some of them got out of order. So he put them all into his own book, and he put it's kind of like the Zodiac writing from Zodiac, like the movie, with a cipher inside the story, and it's, you know, Bruce is getting told a story, and it's a riddle. It's not the Riddler, because we just had a Riddler story with Tom King or whatever, but it's more or less a riddle about Bruce Wayne and Batman, and mixed in with the amazing covers from Lee Bermejo. It's also oversized format, much like the other Black Label books, which is amazing. Seeing Bermejo's covers on a nice big format is very, very cool. So if you're a Batman fan, check that one out. It's really not anything new, because they're just stories or just pictures and covers that you've already seen before on other detective pretty pictures. That's nothing wrong with that. So that's the thing that I was really excited to get my hands on, the actual physical copy. Always take more Bermejo stuff, and I see that he's doing variant covers for the new Matthew Rosenberg Joker story.
That's really cool.
That's coming off of the Tynion Joker series that ended. And it was just a new story with Rosenberg that he's doing, and Bermejo's doing some pretty crazy covers. They feel like the guy just loves drawing Joker, and he loves drawing his Joker too.
He does. His Joker is a lot more
that mangled smile Joker that he likes.
He's a lot more toned down now, though. Like if you look at the newer stuff versus his the actual Joker book, he was much more grotesque.
Yeah.
He actually looked a lot like the I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. The
Barry
one from the
Kogan.
Batman. That's the guy.
Yeah.
He looked a
Yeah.
lot like Barry in the deleted scene, not the one in the movie. The deleted scene we could see it clearly.
Yep.
Which we don't need that, or I don't need that. If you like it, cool. It's not for me though. If we could, so does it have anything about Huntress? That way, Eric knows whether to check it out or not.
Like I said, in the story, there's whatever it is, how many covers? It's like 40 pages. In those 40 pages, there's probably about 5 pages that have words on them. So it's not a story. It's not a story from point A to point B,
Right.
all the way to Z.
So nothing.
You can't read it like that, but it's got the cover. It's glorious. It's got all the covers. The Robin one or
we do
a
love
couple
glorious art.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically just an art piece for one of the best artists ever to draw Batman. So
he is one of the best. Him, Dan Mora, more recent artists like him, Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez. There's so many good artists these days.
Well, there was that thing. I feel it was 2 weeks ago. There was that thing about who is your favorite artist to draw Batman.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think there were six people or whatever. There was Jason Fabok and Mora and Jimenez and Bermejo, and I think Alex Ross might have been on there too. Not really sure. And I'd mentioned that my favorite Jorge Jimenez is when he draws Superman, and it's interesting when you go to Batman 127. Mild spoilers, Superman shows up in that issue, and it's an outstanding Superman. I love that Superman. It's just so good.
He has this certain kind of Superman. It's kind of that broad-shouldered, almost animated series-looking Superman. It's just cool to see. I like it. Poison Ivy. I keep hearing about Poison Ivy. I need to read that book, but I got that pile. Out of all the things I could have watched or read last night, I started watching Forever Night for no reason.
Forever Night? What's that?
Yeah, it's a terrible vampire series from the early 90s. I just got sucked into that last night.
I was going to say you got sucked into something vampire, right?
Yeah, it happens. It was that or watch No Time to Die Again.
No, nothing wrong with that.
I mean, that's probably tonight, let's be honest. Also, Grabs mentioned a show I've always wanted to watch called Miracle Workers. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It has, correct me if I'm wrong, Grabs, it has Steve Buscemi in it and also Daniel Radcliffe. And they work for God, I believe. I think that's what it is. And it looks hilarious. Grabs just reminded me of this, so I might track that down instead of No Time to Die tonight.
It's a TV show?
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Miracle Workers. I'm going to have to look that up.
Eric says you have all the time in the world. I don't know. We've all seen the end of that movie, I think.
It's a TV show on TBS.
Yes.
Comedy set in the offices. A comedy set in the offices of Heaven Inc. When God plans to destroy Earth, 2 low-level angels must convince their boss to save humanity. They bet him they can pull off their most impossible miracle yet: help 2 humans fall in love.
If I'm not mistaken,
that premise
Buscemi is God. Is Buscemi God in that?
Let's see here. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe's Ezekiel. Steve Buscemi is listed as Benny the Teen.
Well, I'm in.
I have no idea.
Paloma does want an Oscar, and she might get that Oscar.
That sounds like a very, very funny show.
Yeah, it's been on my list, but I forgot it was there.
Oh, wow.
Might be the time.
So let's talk Twig, because you actually started a revolution. People are using this hashtag. They, hashtags come and go. People are using this Twigvolution hashtag, Chris. So
everybody except Scotty Young. And I've tried to get his attention.
Son of a bitch.
I know. I want you to see the hashtag, sir. But I understand. You're busy. It's cool.
So the 5th issue came out this week, and we find out that it's not the end of Twig. Twig will return. So, Chris, what did you think about issue 5? What did you think about the culmination of everything we saw with Twig and Splat and Lobby's journey?
I think it was a perfect ending in a way, because and not just because I like the series as a whole, but each issue is very fast paced. Like they don't really give you time to breathe in these issues, I think, because there's always
So
something
fast.
moving. And
Mhm.
so this issue did not wait, even when something big happened, and we were all kind of, you had that moment where the air was taken from your lungs, and it just kept going, and that was fine. And so I think in the spirit of the book, it works really well. The way it ends is well done. I enjoy the story, and particularly, it doesn't try to overstay its welcome with this particular arc.
Mm.
It knows what it needs to do, it does it, and we're done. And we get some fun stuff out of it.
Mhm.
And we get like the three best friends anybody could have.
Well, yeah, like there's something about it, and like I guess I can try and compare it a little bit to like Ted Lasso. There's something that has to be said about feeling a certain way when
Mm-hmm.
you watch or read something. Like Ted Lasso makes you feel a certain way by whatever Ted saying something or Jamie Tart hugging it out with Roy, anything like that. There's certain instances, um,
Come on,
there's
Graps.
certain instances that just make you feel good about I don't know. I guess you want to say humanity or whatever. I don't want to get too deep or anything because it's just a comic book. But like when you're reading this, and
And they're like aliens or something.
yeah, exactly. Like there's no human connection, but there's just something about it that like it just makes you feel good when you read it. And it's simple. It's about a couple of friends going on a fairly simple but complicated mission.
It's important.
There's no explanation about who this alien these aliens are or where they are or why they are. They just are. They're just friends, and that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Like it, and it's only 5 issues, and you said it doesn't overstay its welcome, but it's also very emotional at the same time. Like the stuff with Lobby, like
Mm-hmm.
I thought Lobby was going to get it, and
I did too. I thought it
I
was
don't know if
dope.
I don't know if I was going to be prepared for that or not. Like I had wondered after the first issue, I'm like, okay, Twig or Splat, one of these two ain't going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're too cute and too funny. And from what I know from Scotty Young from reading Middle West and I Hate Fairyland, he kills a lot of his characters. And it was
Yeah.
interesting in this one that he didn't. And it just worked. It didn't have to. It didn't have to, step over that line. It could stay cute and it could stay fun and stay friendly all in the same instance. I thought that was really nice.
I did too, and I think that he did kind of channel his usual stuff into like the
Mm-hmm.
poacher character and the other
Yeah,
thing
the
that
necromancer thing.
and the thing that
Yeah.
Twig frees that gives him the song idea, kind of.
Yeah.
So he channeled that, but I'm glad that the three of them are still with us, and as we know, Twig will return, which means the hashtag will as well. I have to maybe see if we can get that. Maybe I'll text Scotty later, see if we can get it printed on the book.
Yeah, get copyright too.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll see what I can do.
patent pending.
I'll text my buddy.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and it each issue ended at in a different way too,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a cliffhanger every once in a while. Going on to the moon and all that kind of stuff. Where again, there's no explanation needed. Okay, they're going to the moon. Sounds great. It's like
Mm-hmm.
just like Splat and Twig are on this ride. We just kind of go along with them. We don't need this explanation. We don't need the to be told and have our hand held along the way. And it'll be interesting if they're building this series going forward or they go backwards a little bit. Like, do we need to see Twig and Splat relationship? How they came to be. Do we just want to see more of Lobby and the other two just continue on with another story? Chris, how do you want to see more of Twig? Do you think it can go back and forth with the seeing the relationships building up to where we saw them when Twig was waking up and he was late, or do you want to see them just keep moving forward?
Both. I would like both.
Simple.
More Twig.
More Twig.
And more Lobby. I agree.
Yeah, more Lobby. He's very. I also think he was a character that the series that those 5 issues needed too. They needed somebody
He's a little different.
different. Yeah, I agree. So I think Lobby was good, and I'm glad they didn't kill him. I hope they don't get around to that idea and kill him again.
I don't know. I mean, his destiny was to die at the start of the book anyway, so.
Yes.
And simple but complicated, I think comes because there's really not much to the story itself, but their
Yeah.
mission has a lot of complications in it.
Yeah, like the gem and Twig's father and what the gem is for, and
The
like I said, they're going to
poacher
the
and other
moon.
stuff.
There is a lot of things happening in those 5 issues, for sure.
Good time though.
Great time.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's Twig number 5. Chris, I watched something. What did you watch this week? I know you watched the new Thor movie, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I did watch Love and Thunder.
Oh, we did want to talk about Nope. You want to talk about Nope?
Yes, we can talk about Nope.
All right, let's talk about Nope. I watched that last Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday I watched that. That's an experience. Holy cow, an experience.
Yes.
Jordan Peele knows how to do it. Knows how to get you thinking, get you on the edge of your seat, have you scared, have you excited. Lots of different things.
Everybody
Chris,
died.
what'd you think about Nope?
Nope was fantastic. I was not expecting to. Well, I love Get Out, and I think Us is a very good movie, but it's not on the level of Get Out. This to me is on that same level as Get Out. It's really interesting. I like the slow burn of it, kind of, and how the mystery unfolds. And then once we understand what it is, it just goes pedal to the metal, full speed ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It does not stop. I like the characters. The look of it was really cool. The only complaint I do have would be something about the ending, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Um, I didn't like the look of something, but
Oh yeah.
that's just kind of like a minor nitpick. I thought Kiki Palmer was fantastic in this movie.
So good.
So
good.
entertaining. Seeing, I don't remember his name, Stephen Yen.
Yeah, Stephen Yeun. Yeah.
Okay, he was great as that kind of. I guess you call him like a cowboy character. I don't really know what to call him. He was like a showman or something.
Yeah,
I don't want to call him like a circus director.
Yeah, disgruntled former child star cowboy. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, he was just great. Yeah, I really like seeing him in it. I love him from Walking Dead, of course. So to see him in anything new is always cool to me. He's awesome. I like the suspense of it too. Like the moments where you genuinely don't know what's about to happen and what's going on were so well done. And this is just a side for me, a side note. I love seeing Fry's electronics in it so much.
Yes.
We don't have them anymore, but that was such a great store, and I bought a lot of my electronics from there, so it was cool to see it.
Oh, really? That's an American thing, I suppose.
Probably. It's just like a giant Best Buy.
Yeah. One thing that I really liked about the story or the movie on the whole is after seeing the trailers where they literally show you it's a flying saucer. The trailers don't hide. Yeah, it's in one of the trailers where
I only saw the first trailer. It was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's like during the final act where OJ's on the horse and he's dragging the flag behind him.
Okay. And I don't like the look of the flying saucer then.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, like they didn't hide the fact of what this was. It's an alien movie. But then when that opening scene starts, where it's something completely different, and you're trying to say, what movie is this? Am I watching the right movie here? And then it continues on with the horses and the ranch and more of the aliens. It's like this movie was marketed perfectly because it's one of those things where you can watch all the trailers and be like, oh my God, they're showing me too much, which is exactly what I thought when I saw the flying saucer, but it's not. Like the movie is not completely, but it takes a different turn than what the trailers were showing you. And the meaning in the movie is also not in the trailers, which I thought was really good. Because the movie sells it as I don't want to say Independence Day, but as an alien, come to Earth kind of invasion, Earth invasion.
Like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, maybe?
Yeah, that's close. That's good. So I like that it sells that, but it's not. And you should expect that from a Jordan Peele movie, that there's always you can enjoy the movie as it is. Like you can enjoy Get Out as a horror movie. You can enjoy Us as a horror movie. You can enjoy Nope as a horror movie. But underneath everything, there's much more, which I like from his movies. And I like that from a lot of movies, being able to think. Sometimes I don't want to think too much. Sometimes I don't want to feel like I have to get out an encyclopedia or do a deep dive on the internet to try and figure something out. But in certain circumstances, I think that's okay. And I think the meaning in Nope was I felt that it was the right way that they did it. I don't know how to say I understood it because fuck, I'm pretty stupid and I don't understand a lot of things. But I felt like I got what they were trying to do along with the spectacle of the alien invasion as well. So yeah, I like the way they blended both of those things. The meaning, the metaphors, along with the spectacle and the jump scares of the alien invasion as well.
I think we just got an explicit rating, by the way. I'm with you though. I like when after I watch movie, if I look anything up about it, it's because I want to know more about that world. I want to be in it, not because I didn't understand something.
Sure.
That's kind of the way I feel with it. As far as like the meaning of it, I've heard a few different things. One of the popular things that's a commentary on Hollywood and how they chew up their actors and spit them out. That went completely over my head.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a movie about aliens, and that was good enough for me.
Yeah, not just the actors, but also the way we treat animals and stuff, horses, and respecting of the people that we work with and the things that we work with. There's a thing at the end of every movie and every TV show that you see now that says no animals were harmed in the production of this movie and TV show at one certain point. I'm sure that was a thing that happened that they didn't respect. They didn't respect and treat the animals correctly. So you're exactly right, Chris. That's exactly the meaning that I got from it as well. But if you don't want to look deeper, you can still just have the spectacle. And there is a lot of spectacle.
There is
a lot of spectacle, and yeah, I agree 100%.
10 out of 10. Nope continues to wow me. As an aside, I want to see Peele do something about vampires. I think there's a lot he could work with that subject. You say that, and he was actually my pick to direct Blade for Marvel. For the longest time, I was like, Jordan Peele has to do it. He needs to do it. Why isn't he doing it? And it turns out he's not doing it. But yeah, Blade would have been great. Also, maybe get him he could do Nosferatu or something. Let's do that.
I think it's pretty outstanding, the career path of Jordan Peele.
Yes, it is.
Mad TV, Key and Peele, to literal Oscar contending movies.
Even as a producer.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't want to say I hope he didn't waste those years on Mad TV if he could have been doing more movies like this. Not that Mad TV is bad, and Key and Peele is absolutely hilarious. I have no problems with that.
Aaron.
But
Aaron.
Aaron. But yeah, it's just the career path of Jordan Peele is incredible, and I think he's 3 for 3 for movies. I enjoy all of his movies to every level of extent, and I can't wait to see more of his stuff for sure.
I'm excited to see what he does next.
Did you watch anything else this week?
Just the usuals, House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings, of course, and She-Hulk, which was, I think it's the best. Well, my favorite. I would say it's my favorite episode so far of She-Hulk.
That's good.
Yeah, when that smile on Emmett tells I think that's all we needed to know.
I don't want to get into a big hate fest about She-Hulk. I'm glad people are enjoying it. I will keep watching just to be able to keep up with spoilers and talk about it with friends. So
I like Frank's point here. I'm at a point where I just want to escape when watching movies and TV shows. I don't need a commentary on stuff. I agree with this too. There's a lot of entertainment where I just want to watch it. I don't want anything deeper. So I totally get that.
I agree 100% to an extent. We were talking about that. We were just talking about with Twig. Sometimes we don't need the big heavy stuff. It can just be about a couple of friends going on a journey. I agree.
The 3 best friends. Sounds like the career path of Tom Hanks. He wasn't always an A-list actor. Now, this is a great fact because not a lot of people, or I shouldn't say people, maybe just like younger groups who are just now finding Tom Hanks, they don't know that Tom Hanks was not always, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
He was in some crap. As was a lot of, a lot of actors are, but he was definitely in some crap. It happens.
Mm-hmm. It does.
He still is. I mean, I heard Pinocchio was horrible, but that's another discussion.
Oh my God! Have you heard the horrible things they're saying about Pinocchio online?
I have. It's like, whoa, could it be that bad?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking. Like, how bad can it really be?
I'm gonna have to watch it just to see. Like, can it be that ungodly? Because on paper, like, Tom Hanks is Geppetto. Yeah, sign me up. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Robert Zemeckis directed, I think, right?
Did he? No, I don't know.
I thought I read that.
I think that Luke Evans in it too somewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've seen him at the. Yeah, I was like, oh man, you know what? It gets me excited for is the Guillermo del Toro one. It's coming out on Netflix. It gets me excited for that.
Oh, Grabs, you watched Pinocchio and you liked it? Gave She-Hulk one episode. Ain't for me. Totally fair. She-Hulk is a different beast. I will definitely say that. It is a full-on comedy, and they know it. They are not afraid of it.
Are you watching Cobra Kai? Have you seen any of Cobra Kai?
I've only seen the Karate Kid with Hilary Swank. So
okay, the return.
that's what I've seen. I know it's a big
deal. Yeah, season 5. I think it's season 5. Season 5 came out on Thursday. I'm a couple episodes into Cobra Kai. I love Cobra Kai, but I think it's peaked. It's like the first. There's no big. Sedekai never dies. I keep looking for a big battle, a big fight scene. In season 2, there's the high school fight. In season 3, there's the LaRusso household fight. I keep looking for something big, something extravagant, and hopefully I'll get it with season 5. But I think I'm 5 or 6 episodes in so far. Keep waiting for a little bit more from Cobra Kai. So I'm gonna keep checking it out. But it also feels weird that Cobra Kai was like the New Year's Day release for Netflix for 4 years, and now they're out in September. Something a little bit different. I don't know if it's kind of a back. Yeah, good one. More of a back to school thing. I'm not sure if that's what they're going for. So it's a little bit different as well. But Cobra Kai is always fun. Just as that starting that nostalgia thing and kids fighting. Nothing wrong with that. Good looking kids fighting each other. Nothing wrong with that.
Good looking kids fighting. Well, okay.
Yep.
Does that mean you don't like The Outsiders?
No, I love The Outsiders.
Are those considered good looking kids?
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but he's like, isn't he like chewing tobacco and stuff in that? I don't remember.
I don't know, big greaser.
He doesn't even have a shirt on. Well, I guess, yeah, never mind.
Well, why would he? It's Tom Cruise.
I guess so. I don't think any live action remakes have been awful, but they're unnecessary. My boys will watch an animated movie much easier than a live action. I don't know where you stand on this, but I've seen most of the remakes, I think, and I don't love them. I think Aladdin was cool, but like Lion King, I don't understand what the point of that one was. It wasn't for me. Yeah. I did like the Beauty and the Beast one more than the animated series, but that's really not saying much because the animated movie. I don't really like the animated movie. I think the story is very strange. But I also love Shape of Water, so go figure. And then the same thing.
My favorite of the live action ones, my favorite of live action ones is Jungle Book. That's my fave. Yeah, I think that's the best one. I didn't like the Beauty and the Beast one. We agree on the Lion King one. What's the other one that they?
Aladdin.
It was okay.
I think there's another one too, isn't there?
Lady and the Tramp.
Is that a thing? I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure Lady and the Tramp was the other one. I think that was a big Disney Plus one.
Okay, yes, you're right. I didn't know it was live action.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Maybe
there we go.
Was this the one directed by Andy Serkis?
No, that's Mowgli for Netflix. Jungle Book was done by Jon Favreau. Which
one has Christian Bale as the snake?
That's the Andy Serkis Mowgli one, and he plays Bagheera, not the snake.
Okay. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cruella. Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
I don't know if Cruella counts, but Cruella was great. That is like in a league of its own, as far as I'm concerned. Because I didn't think I'd actually root for a woman who's actively going to kill puppies. But Cruella is really, really good. And the sequel coming, I'm all in for that too. Mm-hmm. Especially, I heard it's rumored that's going to be a musical. Apparently, that's the new thing. Make sequels as musicals.
Yeah, that's right. Joker 2. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Everybody's on the Cruella train, I think.
I hadn't seen that one.
It's really good. I've actually seen it one a couple times.
I think that's it for what we watched, Chris. So let's get into our poll this week, and we'll kind of blend it in with a little bit of the D23 talk. So D23 was this week. It was just past weekend. We wanted to know from you guys what franchises you were hoping to hear more about. We had Marvel, Star Wars, or Pixar / the animated stuff. The overall winner on this one, Chris, was, of course, Marvel. A couple comments as well, though. Eric says he wanted a little more Star Wars, only because I think Feige told us during Comic-Con would love to know with Star Wars what's still on the table as far as things in production. Comic Guy Steve says, looking forward to the Marvel announcements that fill in the holes of the open dates, but I don't want spoilers. Phil Walsh says he's always welcome for Star Wars news. And Ben Loves Comics says, I'm really looking forward to see any and all new Star Wars stuff, followed by what they have planned for Marvel. Steve, all the X-Men comics, says, Merry Mutants making more news is what I'm hoping for, but don't mind waiting if that's what it takes. And that's pretty much it. So, Chris, there was a lot of stuff at D23. It's like 3 or 4 days long. Holy cow.
Yeah. I think it's still going on.
Yeah. How do you want to do this? They started out with some video games. They started out with Star Wars, Marvel, animation. Take it however you want to go. I think you followed it more than I did. I only watched a couple of the trailers afterwards. So take it where you want to go here.
I was pretty excited for this. The gaming day caught my eye immediately because I was thinking that we might get something notable. And now I'm trying to remember what was there that I cared about.
The only thing was that Black Panther Cap.
Game, yes. The Black Panther Cap game looks really well. They didn't show us anything. It sounds cool in theory, and I like the Amy Hennig is doing it from the Uncharted series, so I have high hopes for it. I hope it turns out great. The idea of having Cap and Black Panther in one game, that just sounds badass. I'm in already for that. But other than that, I don't think the gaming day had anything. So moving on.
That it is strange that the big thing about the Marvel Showcase, and obviously it's a big game announcement with the Cap and Black Panther one in the setting of World War II. But again, they didn't show us anything. They showed us that Wolverine game was 2 years ago. I don't know what that was. It was last year. The game? Was that the Game Awards?
No, it was a Sony State of Play thing, which is also where they unveiled Spider-Man 2.
Right. So we didn't see any of that stuff, which was kind of upsetting. But as we saw with Feige when he was talking about Fantastic Four, if they don't have anything to talk about, they won't blow smoke up our ass and say, "Oh, here's something over here," even though there's really nothing there. They're not going to show us something if it's not ready. So that was kind of the way I saw it with the video game stuff, which is fine.
So Frank says it seems like there's a million comic book games in development, and he's right, because not only is there the games that we know of, there's so many rumored games. Like Electronic Arts is rumored to have an open world Iron Man game coming, and an open world Black Panther game. We have those. We have like Gotham Knights is out next month. We have Midnight Suns coming, Spider-Man 2, and there's other stuff coming as well. It's a good time to be a gamer, I guess, but you have to wait a little bit. Maybe until 24 or something.
So then we move along to some Star Wars talk, where we get casting of Ezra, I think I saw, in Ahsoka. We saw some pictures and stills from that. We got an announcement and a trailer for Bad Batch 2, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But the big thing, I think, from Star Wars is obviously the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. Is that correct?
I don't know. To me, the big thing was actually that animated thing. The one with the young Count Dooku?
Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, that was more interesting to me because I didn't know what to expect from it. So then seeing it, that thing is like, it looks beautiful. You get young Dooku versus Yaddle, who everybody forgot about.
So weird.
It is weird, but I like it. Like we're deep diving into Star Wars
Yeah.
here. They're
Yeah.
bringing Yaddle back. That's when you know, hey, what else can we do here?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. It has more of Ahsoka and more Anakin, which is always good.
Hmm.
I don't usually say no to Anakin. So we got that. Andor is one of the
Right.
most
Yeah.
fascinating things to me because when it was announced, I was like, I don't want this. What are we gonna do? We know he dies in the movie.
Sure.
Spoiler: everybody dies in Rogue One. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
Big spoiler.
Right, big spoiler. Sorry, but I was like, what are we gonna do with this? What is this for? And then every trailer I've seen has made me so amped for this series.
Mm.
Like I'm ridiculously amped to see Andor. Whereas
It's
like when it was announced, I didn't care.
it's 24 episodes.
Yeah, but they're splitting it. So the first 12 come, I think, on the 21st, and
Hmm.
then whenever they feel like releasing the back half.
What do you think about that whole idea? Like everything we've seen from the Disney Plus, it's either been 6 episodes or I think 8 episodes.
Yeah,
I can't remember how long the Mandalorian seasons were, but I know the Marvel stuff is all very short. What do you think about just a sudden jump to 24 episodes? What's the deal with that?
I think they're changing the model because even Daredevil Born Again is going to be, I think, 24 episodes
Hmm.
as well. I think that they're changing the model because some of these stories cannot be contained in these small periods of time that they're giving us. Like, look at Moon Knight. If Moon
Yeah.
Knight had 2 extra episodes, I don't think it would be frowned upon the way it is with a lot of people.
Hmm.
Same with, let's say Captain American Falcon. No, what was
Hmm.
that show called? Falcon and the Winter
Well,
Soldier. That
yes.
show had too many episodes, I think.
Yeah.
But I believe that they're kind of seeing the error of their ways with certain shows, and they're going to extend them when they need to now. So
Hmm.
with Andor being more, I'm assuming they have a bigger story to tell, and they're going to let it have its breathing room, which is good. I mean, as long as the content's good,
Uh,
that's what it comes down to.
sure. So Eric makes an interesting comment here, but the lack of Star Wars news is a bit concerning. I wouldn't say there's a lack, but I think there's a lack of obviously theatrical.
I find your
You
lack
know,
of faith disturbing.
thank you. What do you think about that? What do you think about this? I don't want to say a plan. Plan's a stupid word. Um,
No,
what do you think about this lack of theatrical? There's no trilogy. You know, um, David Weiss and Benioff were doing a Star Wars movie.
Mhm.
Rian Johnson was doing a Star Wars movie. Taika Waititi's doing a Star Wars movie. It seems like they're going heavy on Disney Plus, which is totally fine. But are you okay with Disney Plus for the Mandalorian universe? We got this little bit of an Andor pocket over here. But do you want to see more of the theatrical stuff too?
I'm happy with things being on Disney Plus. I think that we're in a good spot right now, but at the same time, something like Obi-Wan Kenobi should have been a movie.
Mhm.
So I think it just depends on what it is. If something is bigger than a TV series, then go ahead and make it the movie. But so far, I'm pretty happy with everything uh, on Disney Plus as a series.
I think it's just really interesting the way that as we see with the Marvel, they're doing both. There's the Disney Plus stuff, and we're still getting the theatrical. It's just so interesting. After the Rise of Skywalker, they just kind of cut the head off theatrical
I
and
don't blame
said
them.
goodbye.
I think it needs to rest for a little bit because I was reading a tweet from I forgot who, and they were talking about how Star Wars has kind of lost the magic because there's
Hmm.
so much of it now.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's kind of true. Star Wars used to be this huge event in theaters,
Hmm.
but now it's so common, it doesn't exist anymore. And also, whether you loved or hated the sequel trilogy, it left an impression on you and the rest of
Hmm.
the audience. And that showed when Rise of Skywalker came out. So I think you kind of need to let it breathe for a little bit.
Yeah, Phil's got an interesting thought about Star Wars there.
Too soon for a new trilogy, and the failure of Solo has made them skittish. Star Wars needs a breather. Exactly. I agree with that. Although I do love Solo. I think Solo's a
Same.
great.
So, quick little tangent here. How do you think they should do with the Star Wars thing theatrical? I think they should start new with new stories. Should they carry over some of this Mandalorian universe? Should they stick with a Skywalker saga? Continue
Knights of
the
the Old
Skywalker
Republic.
thing, or you want something new that we haven't seen before on the big screen?
I would like to see the Knights of the Old Republic timeline done, and then Grabs just said it too. They need new villains, so let's do it. Some stories where Thrawn can be a main villain.
Hmm.
You know, whenever they want that to take place, let's do that. So I think you can have the two different timelines of stories, or just pick one and run with it. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
So either go in the past, like far in the past,
Mm-hmm.
or stick where you're at and do Thrawn. Either way.
I'm cool with the Disney Plus stuff as well. You know, I don't like going to the movies in general, so if I can stay home and watch Star Wars and it feel big on a big screen, much like when we were talking about Top Gun Maverick, it still felt big to me at home because of the way the movie was made. I think The Mandalorian's the same kind of thing. I think it's made to look big, and watching it at home is fine with me. So I have no qualms about there not being theatrical. I just think it's an interesting thing that there is not. Like you said, Star Wars is an event. It's a big moment. I'm just surprised that they're sticking to the Disney Plus model.
Frank says Rebel Moon will be my Star Wars replacement for now. Can't wait. I agree with that too. I'm very excited to see Rebel Moon. The little things we have seen look incredible. So I'm very excited to see what Snyder does with kind of a galactic adventure.
Yes, I'm excited for Rebel Moon as well. So I think that does it for the Star Wars stuff. Chris, let's move over to Marvel. There was a lot we weren't shown, and there was still a little bit that we did see. So how do you want to start with Marvel, Chris?
I think the thing about Marvel was this wasn't really anything, like they didn't announce anything groundbreaking or brand new to us. They kind of just filled in some blanks, which is funny because that's kind of what comic guy Steve commented that he wanted to see, I think. And so it's cool that they filled in some blanks. We got the Thunderbolts team. We got some casting announcements. Like we know the leader's coming back, which is a very cool thing to me.
Such a deep pull, yeah.
Right? Like, because they treat the Incredible Hulk like it's not even theirs.
Yeah.
But to bring him back and make him the main villain, very, very cool. I'm excited about that. We got some other smaller. Oh, we got the Secret Invasion trailer. Is that what's called, Secret Invasion?
Yep, that's right.
I'm not sure which one. Secret Wars, I think Secret Wars is the movie.
Yeah, yeah. Secret Wars is the movie. That's right. Secret Invasion is the TV show.
Yeah, so that was a cool trailer. The highlight for me though was definitely the Werewolf by Night trailer.
Such a surprise.
Yes, I did not expect that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that radical of a trailer.
No,
like it's just a trailer that slaps you on the side of a face every 5 seconds with something different and something so unexpected.
Well, it's like, people complain Marvel does the same thing over and over. It's cookie cutter.
Yep.
What do you think about this?
What do you think about this?
How about this? This is very different. When they talked about this, I just assumed they were going to make him like a superhero kind of thing. Right. Even that's not exactly what the character is. But okay, they're just going to MCU. That's fine. I don't care. I'll take the new adaptation. Whatever. They're doing something else. This is cool. I don't know if the movie's going to be black and white, but I love that the trailer was, and the poster is. It's not very colorful, and so is the new poster they put out today. It looks like it is going to be maybe black and white. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, I had no awesome. So I have no idea even what this is, or who it is. I think it's very interesting that Michael Giacchino is directing it, who's a composer. I think that's a very interesting thing. But yeah, the trail, like you said, it's just so different, and I don't even know what to expect from what I saw.
Carnage.
And it's just like exactly. It's just like a balloons just stuffed inside of the smallest box, and then the box is open, and these balloons just go flying everywhere. It's just like I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. I think it was our friend Lauren kind of or shared a screen grab of Man-Thing is in it.
Mhm.
You know, I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea who Werewolf by Night is, but I'm excited for what I saw because, as I usually am, for anything that's Disney / Marvel, I'm looking for something different because what Marvel is something that I do not enjoy. I don't like the MCU product on the whole. So if they show me something different, that gets me to want to watch it. So I'm excited for it, whatever it is. I still have no idea what it is, but I'm excited for sure.
Jack Russell is a swell gentleman. That is a werewolf by night. He's a swell gentleman.
Great.
I'm not really sure what's going on in the trailer though, because from what I know of Werewolf by Night, he's not like a carnival attraction, which is kind of the looks like a murder mystery kind of thing, or
Okay.
that game Werewolf that people play. It looks like they're really doing that game Werewolf.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks it's different, so that's cool. I do wonder if Moon Knight will be in it, just because Moon Knight was in that's where he first appeared, was in Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
Grab's comment here is funny. I hope there's color. Never watched a movie and said that would have been better if I didn't know what color shirt he was wearing. Which makes me think maybe they should release it in color and black and white just so you have the option. And maybe they will.
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of black and white stuff with the color also, like Mad Max Fury Road. The black and chrome edition of that or whatever. It works so well because there's the colored version.
I like having the option, but I usually don't watch the black and white versions. Mm-hmm. Like, there's the black and white version of Logan. I've never sat down to watch it.
Oh, okay.
I waited too long to see blood and stuff and with Wolverine. So I'm not doing it.
So aside from the Thunderbolts thing, that didn't have me too excited seeing basically characters we already knew. But the one thing that that I saw from D23 from Marvel was the Secret Invasion trailer. I thought the trailer was very good. I think the way they sold it to us was very smart, making it like a spy thriller. There wasn't I think the only real joke was the Nick Fury kind of bearded thing in the bar with what's her name from S.H.I.E.L.D. I like Olivia Colman in it. Looks very good. I like Ben Mendelsohn, who plays the Skrull in Captain Marvel. Yes, sir. Thank you. So I like the feel of that one. I like the spy thriller aspect of that show. So I thought the trailer was outstanding for a Secret Invasion.
I like that one too. I like, again, it has a different tone. It kind of feels like Winter Soldier, which I'm all about. I like that a lot. You okay?
There's a bug. I'm sorry. There's just a bug.
Okay.
I'm fighting a bug.
Sure. That was good.
I wasn't waving you off there. Yeah.
I didn't know what you were doing.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, the Secret Invasion show is really cool. I like that it's a different tone. I like that we get to see some different characters. I love Ben Mendelsohn as a villain, so I'm wondering if he's going to go nuts in this movie or this series. I wonder if that's going to happen. Seeing Emilia Clarkeson is cool.
Yeah.
Or Emilia Clarke. Yeah, that's right.
That's what you said.
I said Clarkson. I combined Kelly Clarkson and Emilia Clarke. Two different people. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, long week. But yeah, the spy nature of it looks really interesting. I think that's what Skrulls should look like. Like, it's kind of like a spy thing, espionage sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to the grand action part of it, I'm sure.
But
the spy kind of secrecy thing, that's neat.
So there was a lot we didn't see from D23. Yeah. There was the Ant-Man stuff. I think they showed stuff from the Marvels. I think I don't know. So I don't know what D23 is. I don't know who it's for. Is it for the people that are showing up there? Is it for investors or for fans? I'm not sure who it's for. But what do you think about? And the one thing that we didn't see that I really want to see is the Indiana Jones 5 trailer.
Oh yeah,
which they showed. And one of my favorite things that I saw from D23 from the weekend is Harrison Ford with the actor who plays Short Round from Temple of Doom, and they're hugging it out. I think that made me very, very happy. I like seeing that. So I wish we would have saw the Indiana Jones 5 trailer directed by James Mangold, who directed Logan. I'm really excited to see that. So I wish we would have saw a trailer for that. So what do you think about that, Chris? What do you think about this whole And we were talking, I think we talked about it before when we were talking about it for Comic-Con, how there is Comic-Con only trailers that you see for the people who show up.
Yeah.
So it's not that they're doing anything different at D23. But what do you think about, hearing about an Ant-Man trailer via description only?
I don't usually read the descriptions. I just think it's cool that they happen, to be honest. I feel like if I sat in line at this convention for X amount of hours or whatever to see this stuff, I think I would like it if it was exclusive to myself and the other people in the room, at least for a day or something, just because we put the time in. But on the same token, not everybody can make it there. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword or something, I don't mind it. It would be cool if we could all see it, but I get it. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it too as well. I think we're fed plenty with the amount of content that we get, whether it be trailers or anything like that. So I'm okay not seeing something. We're going to see it eventually.
Right, that's the thing. We are.
And I definitely don't want to see a low-res camera version of it either.
Oh, I will.
If anybody I'm not saying I won't watch it. Yeah, I'm not saying I won't watch it. I said I don't need it. Like, if I can wait for a high-res one, I will definitely do that, and I won't get upset about that. So, is there anything we didn't catch for D23 that you wanted to talk about? I think that was pretty much all of it.
No, there were actually. I mean, I think the Star Wars panel had a little bit more to chew on, because most of the Marvel stuff was we can't show it to you because, and that's fine.
Yep.
But I think that with Marvel, it was more of a, you guys will see it when you see it, which is fine. Like, I imagine we're going to see the Ant-Man trailer with Black Panther. That's sure. Cool. But I am very anxious to see that trailer. I'm really excited for Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's really interesting how Ant-Man has worked, how important Ant-Man, those two movies were for the overall Marvel universe. Without Ant-Man and Ant-Man 1, Endgame wouldn't have worked. The story. There, as much of a throwaway movie those movies are, and as small as a character is as Ant-Man, they still matter. And where we heard from Quantumania is that it leads into the Kang Dynasty. So again, a small little Ant-Man character, small little movie is still important to the overall universe. And Grabs is right. It's the character that's important, because it's what the character can do with all the realms he can go into and the different universes, all that weird stuff. I just think it's an interesting thing that, an Ant-Man character is so important to the overall Marvel universe.
I do too, especially because I don't think people expected much to begin with from Ant-Man. He was kind of like, okay, I guess we're going to do an Ant-Man movie. And
exactly.
I didn't know much about Ant-Man until the movies, and I still don't know a ton. But what I do know, I like a lot, and I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. The first movie is one of my favorite Marvel movies. I think it's hilarious. It's got a cool story, and the Thomas the Train fight, the tank engine fight, is really fun.
It is fun.
Grabs is a big Ant-Man fan. He says they actually lessen Hank Pym's importance. What I do know of Ant-Man is that Hank Pym is not the best guy. I do know that.
That's Michael Douglas, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I like the trajectory that Ant-Man has been on, and I'm very excited to see the new one, especially because it leads into the bigger stuff, as does Loki season 2, which they also talked about.
Oh yeah, I didn't see much about.
Yeah, the actor who plays Short Round is in Loki season 2.
Right. Okay. That leads into the Kang Dynasty, you mean?
Loki 2, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's all feeding itself now. It's going to one purpose, kind of like we did with the Infinity Gauntlet stuff. There was some other stray updates, like we had Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio on stage for Daredevil Born Again. There was some fun stuff out of that, saying it's not a season 4, it's its own thing. It's going to be cool. Excited for that. There was some stuff about Echo. I don't know enough about Echo to really pay attention to it. I just know I'm going to watch Echo because it's there and it's Marvel, so I'm cool. And that was pretty much it. I think, am I disappointed with some stuff? Yes, but that is my own fault. Nobody told me these things were going to be there. I just wanted to see them.
I was going to ask you about that, about the X-Men thing. I think it was a tweet from Justin Kroll from Deadline, where
Yeah.
he was talking about how it's still years away. And we were talking in our DM, and I think it was Zeddy who said that he doesn't expect it until after Secret Wars, which is 2025. So that means we wouldn't see something for X-Men after that. I think you and I, when we've talked about X-Men on this show, and I think it was one of our early episodes, and even when we were talking about the Miss Marvel thing, because they teased X-Men mutants in Miss Marvel. And if they're teasing it now, but it's still not to come for 5 or 6 years, I don't get the relationship between that. But I think I was expecting after Miss Marvel was like, oh, they're going to start the X-Men here. We're going to start getting them here in the next 2 or 3 years, and maybe be put into Secret Wars or put into the Kang Dynasty somehow. But Justin Kroll is a pretty in the know scooper, as it were. And what do you think about the X-Men not coming for 5, 6 years, Chris? Obviously, it's upsetting. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I get it. I'd rather have them put the mutants out there when they're ready. I don't want them to rush the X-Men. I'd rather have an X-Men that's the way they want it, the full vision. It's fine. I can wait. Until then, I have plenty of X-Men content from the past. I have comics. They're bringing back the animated series next year. I got stuff. But, I've really been waiting for the MCU X-Men, so it's disappointing. It also goes along with that rumor that they can't even use certain characters until 25 anyway. That's been a rumor that's been going around due to some contract issues with Fox and some of those actors. They can't use them. If they did, they'd have to use those actors or pay them again, which Disney's not going to do. So,
gotcha.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, guys. So that's our D23 talk. There was a lot. A lot of things we didn't see, a lot of stuff we did see, but a lot of it, like Chris said, it doesn't really surprise us, but it's just good to see things and fill in the gaps, like Comic Guy Steve said. Okay, guys, we got a little bit of a thing here. We're going to re-give away something. Chris, you want to fill people in on what's happening here?
Okay, so we did it last week, and we had a winner, our friend Stu Baca. The problem is Stu is in the UK, and the Blu-ray that we have to give away is not region-free, and neither is Stu's Blu-ray player. Therefore, it's not compatible. It won't work. And I'm really, really sorry. I actually feel terrible about this. But we have to redo the giveaway. We're not going to redo the tweet. We're just going to spin the wheel again. And hopefully whoever wins this time is able to accept the prize.
Well, and in all fairness, Stu was very gracious as well, and he offered it up to somebody else. He understood that it was region specific. So we want to thank Stu for that as well.
We wished him a happy anniversary.
We did.
I need to take
that off of there. I got you covered. All right, so we got the same people who had entered before, and we just removed Stu's name. So let's see who is the winner today.
Today it is.
Oh boy!
Is it Eric?
Oh,
okay,
Eric. By a tiny thread.
A tiny thread. Eric got it.
There you go. So congratulations to our friend Eric Summers, who's, I assume, still in the comments. Congratulations. Spin that dang wheel.
He is here.
So congratulations, Eric. We'll get in touch with you, get your details, simply send it out to you. Zeddy, you said that last time when we gave away the Saga comics. Don't start with us, Zeddy. All right, so we'll get that sent out to you, Eric. Thanks, as always, for everyone who entered.
Your computer lag. A respin.
All right, can we block Zeddy? Where's the block button? Isn't there a block button? We can just mute him
I think there's, but
put user in a timeout. Let's put user in a timeout.
I would imagine that like they don't see the screen anymore. They just see like a wall, You just stare into the wall and you're stuck there for like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like you're in solitary confinement for a little while.
Sure, that too. Bread and water for you, sir.
That's right. Yeah, stale bread and dirty water.
Hey now.
So that was the poll that we had up last week. I forgot to mention that as well. There's no poll up on the Twitter account this week. Today, Chris and I are kind of hemming and hawing about what it's going to be. I'm sure there'll be one for Science Monday. So make sure you hit us up on G of the Geeks on Twitter. Chris, before we get out of here, anything else you want to talk about? If not, hit us up with some plugs.
Nope. I think that covers it. We got a big week coming. We will be. We have something else to announce next Sunday. We're just full of stuff these last 2 months.
Oh man, yeah,
we're just gonna keep it rolling. So we got something we're gonna talk about next week. That's gonna be a good time. Also, we threw a tweet out there. I believe it was sometime this week. My memory sucks right now. About having a group DM for all of you guys to interact together with. So we'll get that going this week as well. I've been lazy. Why lie? And I do see. I have all the tweets gathered. I know who's in for it. So I'll get that going. And yes, Grabs, you are correct. We are full. The potato show. Yeah, so we have a big week coming, and we will see you guys on Sunday. But for now, we'll do some plugs. Yeah.
Yep.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. As always, I prefer you guys follow the show at G of the Geeks. And Emmet knows about potatoes and hobbits and all that stuff.
You can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7. And like Chris said, we are doing a Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power audio only podcast, Elves, Hobbits, and Potatoes. It's available wherever you get your podcast. Just search Gathering of the Geeks. You'll find us. And we will have a new episode for episode 3 of Rings of Power out on Tuesday. So make sure you guys check that out and let us know what you guys are thinking of the Rings of Power as well. Just make sure you search Gathering of the Geeks on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. I want to say thanks to Eric, Grabs, Cookie,
Frank,
Two Phils, Franks, Travis. Lauren was in early. I think that was everybody. Anyways, thanks to everybody. As always, always great having everybody here on Sunday talking with us. So in saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
Latest, Gators. Where's the thing?